time limits. We will get a 2-minute warning, and then at 3 minutes you will have to make sure that you conclude your conversation. So at this time, I'm going to allow each of our candidates to do a 2-minute introduction. We'll start with you, Mr. McQueen.
Good morning. Good morning to all. First of all, my name is Burrell McQueen. I'm a candidate for the 34th Ward. I would like to thank you for coming out to attend the forum. I would also like to thank the other candidates, Mr. Moses for coming out, and Mr. Mayden as well. I appreciate that as a voting citizen. Also, I would like to thank my staff, which is my campaign manager, Mr. David Ireland, who is not here as of yet. Also, Mr. Pierre Fouchier, who is the coordinator, Ms. Annie Dangerfield, Ms. Joy Taylor, who is my finance manager, Ardency Hill, Keith Jeffries, and Adonis Shaw, who also assisted in distributing literature for me. The Independent Voters of Illinois for supporting me in my efforts to make a run for the 34th Ward aldermanship, alderman office. I would like to thank the Roseland Community Neighborhood Organization for sponsoring this forum on behalf of all the constituents here within the ward so that they can make a change within the 21st century. I, myself, I sit on the board of the LSD at Dunn School. Also, I'm chairman for the Dunn School Committee. I want to make a change within the community throughout community governance and community empowerment. But in order to do that, I will need the efforts of everyone here within this room. And I surely hope to speak on that today and enlighten you so that way you can support me in those efforts as well. Thank you.
I am the coach, Michael E. Mayden. Give you a little bit of history of myself. I have lived in the West Fulton community for the last 36 years. I'm former Major League Scout, former Major League Baseball scout. I scouted for the New York Mets, Montreal Expos, Pittsburgh Pirates, Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox. I started the baseball program out of Harvard College in 2001. I coached high school baseball in the mid-80s at CBS and Corliss High School. I'm running for state representative. I'm sorry, I ran for state representative in the past. I'm running for alderman of the 34th Ward because, as I said, I lived in this community for 36 years. And I'm deeply concerned about the lack of social and economic development that's taking place in this community. There's certain pockets of this community that's deteriorating. We have drug, gang, and crime problems in our community. And it's directly resulting in the lack of economic dollars that flow into our community. When we talk about crime and youth going to jail and killings in our community, if you change the economic conditions of our community, you would see a change. You don't have these problems going on in rich suburbs because they have dollars flowing in their community. And we have over $13 billion that flow through the city, from the city, the Board of Education, CTA, and these dollars are not making their way back in our community. And we need a voice in our leadership to stand up for the needs and the concerns of our community. And that's why I'm running for alderman in this 34th Ward. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I want to thank you for inviting me here. My name is Henry Moses, and I'm an alderman candidate for the 34th Ward. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I'm 44 years old. I've lived in the 34th Ward since 1974. My background is in finance, and as a Series 7 stockbroker, I've helped families like yours live well, attain the American dream, and build wealth, while also maintaining the things you work so hard for, such as your homes and your retirement accounts. I plan on instituting some of the same programs and financial principles in the 34th Ward office. I also plan on combating violence, creating jobs, and also our education system needs to be fixed. Our class sizes are far too large, and we need more teachers in the classroom. I will go into detail about my programs when it's my next time to speak. Thank you for inviting me.
We're going to, we actually have a series of prepared questions that have come from the community. And what I'm going to do is, as was described before, is I will ask a few of those questions. You all will have the opportunity to answer those questions. We will go 1, 2, and 3. So you will get the first opportunity to answer the first question. You get the first opportunity. We will go around. Then I will actually ask you a few questions as well. We'll have a little back and forth. And so hopefully we'll move this along, and it will be a very educational experience for all of us. My first question is from a resident of the community that asked about economics, and it reads as follows. In our community, we have many storefront properties, shops whose owners have no vested interest in this community. They neither live in the community nor make an effort to be involved in the community. In addition, these items they carry in many of these stores are limited and their prices are high. How will you reduce the number or types of these stores in our community and or contribute to more ownership of businesses for people who actually live within the community?
Well, I believe that, if elected alderman, what I want to do, and if not, even if I'm not elected, what I would like to do is create a Chamber of Commerce. And with the Chamber of Commerce, what that does is provide economic stability for the community within itself, but that would consist of mostly not just the storefront owners, but it would consist of the constituents within the community, as well as the 501c3s, state representatives, and our clergies, and the storefront, but bring all those entities together and to create a sponsorship and become socially conscious as to what we should do, make sure that they, as constituents, that they have viable products that they're selling within our community, and we need to make a commitment as well to support our storefront owners. We need to create sponsorships from all those entities that I just mentioned, and so that way we can take 80% of our children and create, have them wear football, baseball, basketball uniforms, so they can utilize the park districts effectively, and take a stipend of that money and utilize it for education, higher education, not just mostly daily college, but higher education for those who are equipped. But at the same time, we can also look at every individual, that choose to go to a vocational program. We can also fund them as well. So I think that would be our first step, would be economic stability, and look at the structure of our ward in terms of our storefront owners, and stop being used as commodities as far as our storefront owners. Because when they come in this community and take and we purchase, we buy, and we patronize them, then they should be able to sponsor us back. But we have to work together as a community. It has to be a collaborative effort, and we should work in partnership in that unison.
Thank you. Mr. Mayden?
Well, I'm in agreement that we need a 34th Ward Chamber of Commerce to regulate what comes in and out of this ward. The fact of the matter is, on this far south side alone, we spend over $9 billion in consumer goods on this far south side. And those dollars are not staying in our community. I personally right now have a 501c3 entitled Future Entrepreneurs of America. And what we need to do is go into these elementary schools, and we need to invest into these youngsters to become future entrepreneurs, to invest in, to start businesses in our community. And with a Chamber of Commerce, we would encourage the people of the 34th Ward to patronize those businesses. So therefore, we would generate economic dollars that would stay in our community. When we generate these $9 billion, they're going out of our community faster than they come in our community, and they're not being invested back in youth programs. That's why we don't have after-school programs in our community. So what we have to do is have leadership that I propose in this 34th Ward that has a vision for the community and our youth. If we want to take control of our destiny as we turn over this new decade at the first of the year.
I also believe that we should have a Chamber of Commerce in the 34th Ward, but I would like to take it a step further. If elected alderman, I would have a small business startup forum once a month in the ward office. So anyone that wants to start a small business, we will gather community leaders, business leaders, those that have run successful businesses in our community. We will show you how to do the paperwork, how to obtain funding for your business venture, and how to run a successful business. I'm not going to sugarcoat it up here. We need more African American businesses in our community. And I will make a pledge now. I will make sure that we have more African American businesses in our community, providing jobs for us and opportunity. That is one of the reasons why our crime rate is going up and our property values are going down. I get tired of hearing us called the Wild Hundreds. I can go to Milwaukee or Indianapolis, and they still call us the Wild Hundreds. I want us to be called the Working Hundreds.
Okay, our next question is about health within our community. And it reads as follows. Mr. Mayden, you will have the first answer in response to this question. It says, obesity is a large problem in the African American community due to a lack of education, in addition to the lack of restaurant and food options, and major grocery store chains within our community. As Alderman, how will you address this problem?
Well, as you can see, I like to eat. So, again, we spend $9 billion in our communities on consumer goods. That's just the South Side. And we don't own the stores. We don't own the businesses. So I think I would make a concerted effort to go out and engage the church community, the business community, that we need to pull our dollars together and invest in our community. You know, it's enough members that 115th Street store that used to be Jewel's could be a black-owned grocery store in our community. And there's enough churches in this 34th ward. There's enough churches in this 34th ward that they can pool their dollars together and stock that store of goods. And there's enough members in those churches that we can patronize that store, that we can make dollars, they come in our community, stay in our community. After we finish with that store on 115, we go on 103rd and build another store, and 111 and build another store. And we can hire within our community. We can create scholarship funds in our community using our own dollars, and at the same time we can trim down with help in our community.
Health is a very serious matter. Obesity runs in my family. I know it doesn't show, but most of my family is over 300 pounds. That includes the ladies. So I do have a vested interest in health, monitoring one's blood pressure, glucose, because African Americans do have a tendency to have high rates of diabetes as well as hypertension. I will make a pledge today that I will do something about the businesses that are selling inferior products in our neighborhoods, selling things that our young men and women have no business consuming. I propose making a grading system to what percentage of good foods are in grocery stores. They should be somewhere above 90%. There are things like corn chips and pork skins and crap that, excuse my French, that kids eat, and I just believe that we should be able to police what is bought and sold in our community. I do believe in the free enterprise system, but this is our community and this is our health that is at stake. Thank you.
Another way, I'm going to check to see if the question was staged.
Good morning again, all. What I would like to do, okay, as Alderman, is create a food-based garden in the center of Roseland and 4 annual gardens, which would clarify the beautification, okay, of the Roseland community, which is what it used to be. But we have a 26% obesity rate amongst our children in our schools, and that's something that we need to attack. We have a lot of single-parent moms that can barely make it, so we need to address the issue throughout literature, educating our children to make sure that they understand that not just women have yeast infections, but men also as well. Candidus, which is bad bacteria, which comes from a lot of the additives that we eat, the potato chips, the soft drinks that we eat, and a lot of our problems can be reversed, but they're habitual throughout our families' inheritance in terms of the way we eat. But I would like to educate our children as to how they should eat and pass that literature out as well. But with a food-based garden in the center of Roseland, that would provide jobs, and it could also allow us to put